All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Teddy Abrokwa, the Soundboy T. Welcome to another episode of the Soundboy Session. It's been an interesting one. We've had DJs, open DJs come through. This episode is with none other but my brother. You know, I haven't seen him in a while. He pops around, comes to the country, smashes shows. He's all over Europe. He's all over the world. He's traveling with Africa's biggest rapper, I must say. You know, one of the hardest punchers of our game. It's no other than the one and only DJ Mensah right here on the session. My brother, welcome. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Long time, bro.
Yes. How's it going, man?
Not bad.
Last time I seen you properly, that we had a proper catch up was a Ghana party in the park 2009.
Yeah. I've been trying to come every year, so I'm part of the team, so definitely it's a good.
And we're talking Akwaba, right?
Akwaba, yes. Akwaba rep in Ghana, so definitely every time we're doing some big events in the UK, I have to travel back here and support.
Yeah, I must say it's really changed,
yes.
In terms of it's the quality level this year is up there.
Yes.
The sound has always been good, crowd, but it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and the crowd gets younger as well. We're in a generation where our music is absolutely everywhere now, and you've been there from day one with actually one of the artist DJ from day one.
From day one,
smashing with Sarkodie.
Yeah.
Tell me life on the road, man. How's it?
Life on the road is crazy, man. This is what I've always wanted. So I remember the first time that Sark said we have to go on a tour. I think it was about 13 states, in America. So that's how it started for me. And I've always said that I've never been a radio person like you. I've always wanted to be on the road, have like a direct impact with the people that you are playing to. So a tour was always good for me, even though it's very, very hectic. It's always fun, different vibe, different playlists everywhere you go. So it's always something new.
You talk about 13 state tour, but actually, you were at Stratford Rex. That was Sarkodie's first ever show.
First show. Yeah.
He left with my headphones. Sark left with my headphones.
I think that was the first time I even met you.
Yeah, that was the first time.
I only knew about you, but that was the first time we actually met. I think it was the after party.
After party,
with
yes.
Bulare and everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Kwame Fachi, Eddie Blay,
yes.
Yes.
That's you've had a journey, man.
I've been here. It's been 20 years for me now. Some of us have been around before. Even Sark came out before. Hip life actually even started. So even though we don't say it or we don't push ourselves to say that okay, we've been around. It's just that we've been in the game. We've seen artists go up. We've seen artists come down. And now look at the new acts, the 5Ks. I'm working with all of them.
We're gonna get into that because listen, man. If you want to know about Ghanaian DJ culture, Ghanaian artist culture, he's the man. He's the plug. DJ Mensah. He's a bit humble, but I've got to sing the praise for him. But I've seen it from day one. I always say that it's a joy when you get to see your brothers, come this far.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how long we've been in this game for. You mentioned 20 years.
Yes,
it looks like it's going in a flash.
Yeah, I like it that way. I like for it to stay that way, especially where I'm coming from. If you push yourself that high, it's so hard. Like, if you're up there, people want to see something new. It's always like that. So I don't take a lot of credit, to some of the things I do. I always want to be the guy behind it. I always want to be the guy behind the camera instead of in front of the camera. Yeah. I hardly, if it wasn't you, I wouldn't even grant this interview. I'm always the laid back guy, and I wanted to stay that way and push as much as some of these artists as much as I'll be able to. And I appreciate that. If you're listening, you can hear some noise in the background because we had a very special event for Kiddy, who will be catching up a bit later on. But you work with Sark. Yes.
We see you on stage. What is DJ Mensah's input in the actual work? Because I know a lot goes on in the background as a DJ with an artist.
Okay, I'm responsible for most of his stage acts. He is the creative guy when it comes to songs, when it comes to doing bangers and everything. But when it comes to like stage performance, getting the playlist together, or finding out exactly what is going on, like with every event. Because all the events, even though most of the playlists, most of the songs are all the same, it comes with different playlists. So I'm the guy responsible for that.
And you've got to always read the crowd.
Of course.
Do you like when you're in a new city, for instance? How do you scope what people are going to be?
Exactly, that's my job. That's one of the things I do. When I get to any city, I try to link up with the local DJs to find out what is banging out there. What is banging in Accra might not necessarily be the one banging in the UK. So people like you, when I get here, ask you. I remember I've asked you.
Yes.
You helped me with my first play, the one at Stratford. Yes. I remember I called him like, which of his songs are banging out here? So you gave me a list, and I took other playlists from other DJs, and that's how come I came up with that.
But if you look at the time, you were touring off just about one album. But now, how many albums are?
Would you even call it album? I'll call it singles. And I granted an interview. I granted an interview in Ghana, and I told them that they wanted to find out my relationship with Sarkodie, and I was telling them that even before I started working with him, it was a pure love and hate thing that I had for him. I'm like, who is this young artist that has no album? Don't have too many songs on the street. Not even, he had like 2 songs. I remember this first Stratford. He was just performing with mixtapes.
Mixtapes, yes.
Yes, Sark was the guy that would always jump on someone's beat. He was just performing with mixtapes, getting booking everywhere around the world on mixtapes. So I wouldn't even say an album. I would just say it was just like 2 songs that we started.
You talk about love-hate relationship. Yeah. How did you guys connect?
I've said this story about 100 times, but yes, I'm going to say it again. I was on my road doing, playing my clubs, playing my weddings, my private gigs and all that. So I had a private gig in Kosombo. So on my way back, it was late. It was around 7, and I was going to drive 2 hours, to touch Accra. So one of the team members working with Saka at that time, Kosa Brown.
Kosa, yes. Yeah, shout out to Kosa.
Yes, shout out to Kosa. So Kosa called me. He was my junior in my secondary school. So he called me. I was like, yo, I need you to play this gig for me. We at the conference center. The DJ didn't show up. And I'm like, how much are you going to pay me? That's the first thing I asked him.
You're always about your money,
always about my money. And, we spoke about the money, went back and forth, and I'm like, I'm driving there now. So as soon as I got there, as I said, love-hate relationship. I love Sarkodie. That, I was the guy that would fight. Because, when he came out, people would just be on the street and argue and say, who is this guy? This guy is better than him, that guy. And I was always fighting for him before I even met him. So I kind of like knew his songs before I met him. So when they gave me the playlist and how they wanted it, I look at it, I'm like, nah, this is not going to work. You know what, follow my lead. Just go with whatever I play. This is how we're going to do it. So just when I was about to walk to him for us to go on stage, the program director came out and was like, yo, guys, let's go on stage. So I went straight to set up without even talking to him. I just told him, you know what, just follow what I play. Whatever you had, guys had, it's not going to work.
And that chemistry has been...
It just started right from there. And if I tell people that we hardly even talk about our performance before we go on the next stage, people hardly believe. But
still?
Still.
So you just turn up, you have the list, and then...
I have the list, and I'm like, you're going to do this and that and that. Sometimes he would tell me that, I'm not going to remember all these lyrics. I said, I don't care, learn it before we go on stage. I remember we had a big fight backstage before You Go Kill Me took over everywhere. Because the song was not even done from the studio, but the producer was so young that he was excited about the fact that Sarkodie and Yale has jumped on his beat. So he put it out. It wasn't mastered. The first one wasn't mastered.
That's very true. Because I remember, the video quality was very different from what we had. That's
he put it out, and it was like a banger within 24 hours. Because he didn't believe, because Sark hardly goes out. If he's not getting paid, he's not a club person like us. He will not step out. If you see Sark in the club, he's getting paid for an appearance. Because he's not like us. He doesn't even
drink.
Fun.
He doesn't even because I know he's very boring. I've been backstage with him at the Stratford Rex show. We spent about an hour or even more there and going through the list. And he's quite focused.
Yeah, very focused. He's never late. So as I was saying, like backstage, and I'm like, you're going to perform this song. He says, no, I'm not going to perform it. This song just leaked. I'm like, you will do it. If I play it and you don't perform it, let's see what the crowd is going to do. So I dropped, and the crowd was like, everybody was up. he was surprised with what he saw because he didn't know that the song had catch up with the street like that, you know. So that's how we broke some of our songs.
That was a smash.
Yeah.
And we talk about the come up, you know. At that time, let's put it in perspective. You were quite a big DJ in Tema.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I was shutting it down, doing it all the clubs.
The untouchable.
Still the untouchable.
I'm surprised you never did radio, you know.
I did radio a bit. I did radio with XFM, but I've always said that I'll do radio when the radio station is ready to support me, especially when I'm going to go on a tour. You know, radio, you need to be consistent. You need to be there. You need to build your audience and keep them, all right? Because when you move, they follow you wherever. So radio stations are very concerned when they have you. They don't want you to be free and do other things, and that's my problem. That's my problem. That's been my problem with the radio, because I want to be able to go on a tour and come back after like a month and come back and do my radio. But you know, you can only go on like a leave once a year.
That's
you know?
anytime I'm with Eddie, you know, he's always going on about leave with people and all that, because it's quite it's a life thing. You know, you've got to have people that consistency, like you said. So right decision, you know, you still do guest mixes and stuff. So I
even started a new compilation like every month, because I realized that there are so many songs that comes out that don't make it to radio. Very good songs, maybe songs on the album that people even don't get to listen. So what I've started is that I pick up all the good songs from Africa that were made, like Afrobeat, that were made within the previous month, and then do a compilation, not a mixtape, a compilation, and just put it out for people to know other good songs from other artists that people didn't know about.
So with you working with arguably the biggest rapper in the game, Sarkodie, how easy is it for you to get some of these tracks? You know, because I'm sure you spend a lot of time in studios. And
the good thing is I have people that I work with. I have a team now. So one of them, it's just his job to find these songs and then bring them to me.
Do you A&R for labels and all of that?
Yes, I talk to a few.
Okay,
yes.
So let's look at some of the artists that you have. Some
of the artists that I look up to right now that are going to blow, that I like: Kofi Mole, Kwame MP. These are the new guys. These are, you know, hip hop street heads, and so these are the guys that I believe in. But for now, I'm working with Links Entertainment, as in Akwaba and DJ Mensah, working with Links Entertainment when it comes to booking international shows for KD, Kwame Eugene, and their new act, what's their name again? Dope Nation. Yeah. So when it comes to the international events, I rep them as well. So I haven't told anyone this. I haven't told anyone this is exclusive.
There you got it.
You know, so these are some of the things I do behind, and I don't really put them out. So
the thing is, I know you, so I know some of your works. You know, but it's still fascinating to see how much involved you are with what is going on in the scene now.
Yeah.
I look at the current crop of artists. I was backstage yesterday at a party in the park, and it's mind blowing. Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, Kevin Boy, King Promise,
Kevin Boy, Kwesi Arthur. Yeah.
This takes my mind back to the early Tema days when R2Bs and the lights came out.
Yeah.
You know,
T-Crime, Nana Boro.
Do you sense that kind of new wave? Like, you know, because it's like each one of them is even blowing bigger than the back collection back then.
Yeah, you're right. It's amazing how these artists are doing and how they come up, and you know, it's not like when we started 20 years ago. You need radio, you need that. These guys even have numbers before they come out. You understand? They have the streets. Some artists have street bars. Some of them have neighborhood that will kill for them before they even come up. You know, some of them don't even get airplays, but they are killing it. This is the social media era, so this is what to expect. These new guys that are coming out, I love them.
And what's different? I know that apart from technology and the logistics changing, what is different with these guys?
I think that what is very different is that they are coming out with their own unique style. I think that is one thing I've seen, especially when it comes to their dressing, and even the talent-wise, they are not following. First, you could tell maybe an artist and where he's getting his influence or style from. But these guys that are coming up are not like that. They don't even care. They just love what they are doing, and that's the good thing. It's first of all the passion before any other thing. So this is what I see with them.
Fantastic, man. And today we're here. You know, this is how far the journey's brought us. We're here in a very posh hotel in central London.
Yes.
We about to witness something great for Kiddy. Is there anything you can share about this today's event?
Yeah, I'm excited. This is what I'm saying. This is it's one thing that we spoke about before we even got here to do the movie premiere here. These guys are coming up with unique stuff. Before they even release an album, they have a movie to come with it. You know, who would think about something like that? These guys are doing serious things, and I think that we need to support them, and this is the reason why we're all here.
Fantastic, man. And you talk about having a movie before you know, the actual album drops. Yeah. You look at back in the day, you know, artists would or even now, that it's even easier for people to just keep putting out singles and not really worry about albums. I know you know the artists, but how much important is having an album to the culture in this day and age?
Well, even though I think it's still very important, because again, people want to see other things that you do, and that's where you get to show more of the talent and how diverse you are on an album. You understand? So even though they're complaining that they waste so many songs if they release an album, I still think that it's very important part of this, you know, industry, because you need to show other side of you. You know, people are now releasing like 7 songs, you know, on an album. It used to be like 12 10, but now 7, yeah, because they feel like they're wasting, because it's much more effective to release a single than an album.
True.
You know, people.
True.
Are people really listening to album like those days? Are people really buying? You know, but when you release a single and you give yourself like about 3 months or like 6 months to push it, it makes you more money than releasing an album. So it has a good and bad side of it.
And how important is it to take it on the road? Because
it's very important, and that's where some of us lack, especially where I'm coming from. Ghanaians are very, very laid back when it comes to pushing an album. It's always good to put it on the road. Let people know, you know, go to the villages, go to Tamale, go to Fanchiniko, from Pabra, like all those deep villages, because this are where your core roots fans are. So it's always good to go on a tour with the album, do a club tour, do a radio tour, TV tour, and all that.
And you've been doing this for like actively for like the last 10 years, collecting the bag from where Kintampo to wherever in town. Man,
We've been to many places.
It's interesting. Like I said, you know, I need to ask Sak for my headphones back. I'm being a bit petty now, you know. I need to tell Sarkodie I need my headphones back.
I'm sure he will place it for you, you know.
Oh, of course, man. Of course. I know he's I saw him briefly at the R2B show in the Indigo O2, and because I hadn't seen him since that time. You know, you come to Ghana, like you said, it's more exclusive and you know, busy schedule and all of that. But you've been the man making sure the magic happens on stage. If you've been to a SAR concert and you see how you know how active he's on stage and how coordinated the songs are, the playlist. This one right here, DJ Mensah, is the one actually curating all of that. And we talk about the new generation. You did mention before we started having a conversation about, you know, having a studio for yourself. You know, what's the next chapter for you, my brother?
Too many emails, too many DMs. People asking me, "Oh, can I be your boy? Can you train me?" So I thought about, finally, I've been talking about it for a long time. So definitely this year the studio is going to be ready. The DJ studio. You have your own recording studio. I think a lot of Ghanaians have like recording studios, but it's going to be a bit different. This is a studio for DJs. You walk in and you can, you know, train or rehearse with the turntable. You can rehearse with the CD player, the controllers. Everything will be in-house. You just come in. If you want to come in and record like a mixtape, whatever, you just walk in and record. And
this is going to be where in Accra?
In Accra,
Madina.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because that's where I live.
That's where I grew up.
No, you were the king. So you and Manifest, who's actually?
I was around before Manifest.
Of course you were.
Yes.
So I know this is one of the most talked about will I call it beef or whatever, you know? But Sark and Manifest, I know things are smooth now.
Yeah.
We getting the record out soon though.
Before it even came out, they had 2 songs.
Oh, they'd already recorded.
They've already recorded songs, but as in if they were still gonna put it out or record something new, I'll not be able to say.
Yeah, but you being a Medina guy and Manifest is a local lad as well, you know. What was it like for you being caught in the mix?
Well, it's hip hop world. They understand it. Well, sometimes I wish I understand what they understand, but they always say that it's part of the game, and you need beef to grow up. And you know where Sark came from. He came from, you know, beef to wherever he is. And Manifest, even though he's a Medina, a B kind of guy, he's also been on the streets. So, well, they say the beefs are good. I'm coming from a commercial perspective when it comes to like club wise. Yeah, Sark will always tell you because he wants to do more hip hop. I'm like, let people dance. If Africans, we want to dance, so always let people dance. Do the more commercial, but he feels more comfortable doing hip hop than the commercial. So.
And that will be one source of argument, I'm sure.
I know, always say, no. I don't want to do this, but I always say, you know, let people dance.
Let people decide. Do you get to choose some of the tracks that makes it on the album, or
I don't,
or singles?
I don't.
You don't.
Solely. Sometimes Sark is a difficult person. If he knows he will not get me involved because he will let me. I'll just end up choosing only commercial songs, so he will not even let me decide. He directs that part of his side.
And just to recap, apart from Sark, you've mentioned Kiddy and also Links Entertainment that you help him with their stuff. Which other known artists, you know, smashing it down that has the secret number to DJ Mensah for that conversation in the back? Because you drop gems, man.
Well, it's just few directions, you know, to some of these new guys coming out. I just talk to them, tell them what to do and all, but I wouldn't mention names here. I wouldn't drop names here. Let's just keep it like that because I'm the guy that will always tell you maybe this mix is wrong. I'll call you. If I either call your manager, I don't even have to know you as the artist.
Have you actually done that?
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Even with Sark's first album, I did that.
You called Duncan or James?
No, I hit Sark up. I got his number. I found his number and then sent him a message. But I don't remember if he replied. But then I went straight to J-Soul and I'm like, J-Soul, I know it's your work. The mix is just poor. And at that time, I think they've all recorded. The CDs were already out, so they had to trash all that. The first ones that came out and then redo it again.
Wow, that is a lot of impact.
Recently, I called Links even before I started working with them. Kwame Eugene and Davido's song.
And the Odo.
Yeah,
the remix.
No, it's not the remix. This Kwame Eugene has a song with Davido.
Okay.
Either Davido, Kwame Eugene, or one of them. The mix was bad. I called Links to say that do the mix again. It's a good song, but it's not going to last because the mix is wrong.
Now the thing is, they trust you because you know you've been consistent with the game. I mean, you don't spend 10 years at the top for you to not just make such calls. And I'm glad that you know. And some of them do. Not. I mean, if we had to scrap album, then clearly they're listening. But has there been a case where somebody's like, oh man, you can just go F yourself?
Not really. Maybe when they hung up, maybe they said that. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so proud of where you've taken this game. You're not new to it. Your school is going to be active. Anybody who is passing through to, because I know you as a person. You plan very well. You know your promotion game is different. Yeah. And when we talk branding, you're one of the kings, man. You know,
we actually, Dennis and I and then Sark actually started hashtagging branding. You know, we always say branding is
it's key, man.
It's a key, It's the key. Very important aspect of the game.
So what's the advice you give to an up and coming artist or maybe a DJ? Because I mean, you work with both. What's that one golden rule you share? One
golden rule. First of all, don't let that passion die. You know, that's not, you know, if you're here for the money, then you are in the wrong business.
Fantastic. And is there upcoming tour? You and Sark?
Maybe when the album comes out, which is very soon, very, very soon.
Album dropping soon.
Yeah. But then I'm actually gonna do a high school concert August 30th, which is just around the corner.
And this is where in Ghana?
In Ghana.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do a concert, like an untouchable concert every year. So I'm starting this year and it's going to go on every year.
Okay.
Also, still working on my album myself. And then, I've been doing my all-white party for about 16 years now.
Wow.
Yep, 16 years now.
Well, if you've never been to an all-white DJ Mensah party in Christmas, then you're missing out. So all-white party, man, have you forgot about that?
Yeah.
That's a staple. That's what people look up to when they look forward to when they're in Accra, for instance, for such a game, man.
Yep. So definitely this year's coming on in November. I'm still speaking with my UK team to start it here this year.
Listen, man, I need to be on the deck for this, just for the first episode, man.
Yeah. So if everything goes on, definitely you're going to be part of the team to make sure it's successful.
Thank you, man. It's always a pleasure anytime we catch up. And you said the album is coming. I'm not going to forget about that. Sark is going to be on it, definitely.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else?
Who else? Strong Man.
So you recorded already then?
Yeah. I've had it for some time now. I've just want the right push for it. So Strong Man, Kaboom, Eno, EL is going to be on the Pono, Ice Prince, Kwesiata.
Wow.
Samini.
Wow.
It's a long list. I'll just leave it for now.
It's I need DJ Mensah's phone contact. I need to access your phone book, brother. That's a lineup to put on. That's a solid lineup. Mm-hmm. I think it's album of the year already. Before it's even released.
This is why it's taking like a long time to come out, because you see how I'm very particular about things I put out. So I always make sure it's good before I put them out, even if it doesn't get the hype or the noise. It's something that I always, it's like my mixtape.
I'll come back to it.
Yeah, I always want to take it like after a year or maybe after 5 years and it still sounds the same. Or I don't want to have regrets every especially with my works. So I always make sure it's good before I start.
Fantastic, man. And you have a title for it already? Or?
Well,
listen, as you're here, I need to get all the exclusive.
Well, I had a title for it, but then Kevin Boy took that name for his EP. That was like a month ago. So we were just talking about it yesterday. I'm like, yo, bro, you took my name, my album. He said, wow. So we started talking and then we came up with another one. He actually helped me because we were talking about
Kelvin Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We came about.
I actually saw him yesterday.
Yeah. I was on the same flight with him. I was responsible for the artists from Ghana. So we're just talking about regular stuff. We came up with one, but I'm not going to say it yet now.
I'm sure next time we catch up, we'll know the album will be out. And so my brother DJ Mensah joining me today for this Soundboy session. Before you leave, so Strong Man, he's left the label. You mentioned that he's going to be on your mixtape. So what did you make of all the back and forth with?
Again,
do you
the
have
hip hop
to
heads who
put
say, they love the beef is part of the game. So sometimes I just lay back, and if you ask me if he was still under the label, if we were going to allow that, I doubt. Because, Sark is the calm guy that would say, oh, no, it's not important. There's no need to. But because he wasn't under the label, he felt free and then worked hard. So it's... With the beefs, they keep saying it's good. So I just leave it like that.
But it would be interesting to hear Sark tell someone not to beef because he doesn't let go. He is
he's a grown man now. So sometimes he will just tell you, nah, just... leave it. It's not important.
I know fatherhood impacts on people's life. How has it changed him?
I think it's changed him so much, especially when we are out. He misses family so much that he wants to go back home. First we'll just be on the road. He wants to record. He wants to go here. But for now, he wants to be home. Right after event, even because most of the time when we have event, we check into a hotel and everything. I don't remember the last time he slept in a hotel. he always goes back home.
Such a man, you know. And you guys still do the prayers before shows?
Of course, with that, you know.
Yeah, that I'll never forget that. You know, we actually had to say a prayer in Stratford Rex.
Always, you always.
This is 10 years ago.
And say,
and you've still been doing it. Oh man, I appreciate you joining us today on the Soundboy Session.
Thanks for
DJ
having
Mensah.
me, bro.
So where can people find you? Your socials?
DJ Mensah everywhere. DJ Mensah on Facebook, DJ Mensah on Instagram, DJ Mensah on Twitter. My website, www.djmensahonline.com.
Everybody says WW. We never add a third W, you know. www. It's just too long. Just too long, man. It's good to see you again. And
anytime, bro.
Listen, man, you haven't changed, you know. I know there's been a few muscle, built, but
when you work out 4 times a week.
4 times a week, yeah. that's the secret to looking as young as DJ Mensah. And he's got the phone book and the money to match. Thank you, brother.
I don't know about that, though. All right, thank you.
Peace, bro.
DJ! The Soundboy Session. Listen and download from your favorite podcast platform. Visit the website, thesoundboysessions.com. Follow on all socials at The Soundboy Session.